Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Hard Truth. This is their double oaked straight rye whiskey, coming in at a 53.45% ABV, at least 5 years old. When it comes to Hard Truth, they're actually based out of southern Indiana, where they're aging, distilling, bottling all their own whiskey, and they actually help the process and was a huge advocate for the classification of Indiana rye being a legal term. And they are just doing some phenomenal work down there. They were one of the first distilleries I fell in love with, starting with their gin, and it's just been a slippery slope for me since then. Now this I am very excited about. So what we have here is their sweet mash rye, which essentially sweet mash means that every time they're done with their fermentation, instead of just adding to it, they start a fresh batch every time, clean out their whole unit, and start up the whole fermentation from scratch. But they do tell us the mash bill on this, which is 94% rye, 6% malted barley. And they take that 2-year rye and then finish it in a secondary charred cask for 3 years, bringing it to that 5-year age statement. And I'm excited for this because I think double oaked ryes are phenomenal. And being that they're keeping this one barrel proof, I'm very interested to see how that profile comes across with that long-term finishing process in their rye style. So let's jump into things. Love these bottles. Love the shape of them, the design of them. The wood topper on here. It's gorgeous. But look at that color already in the bottle. It's gorgeous. So, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. There you go. I didn't want you to have to hear the crackling of the paper. If you're interested in some other bottles of Hard Truth that I reviewed, links to those videos will be up above and down below for you to check out. Again, I am a huge fan of what they're doing. I try to always pick up their limited releases and anything they come out from their distillery because it tends to be amazing stuff. That is almost so dark, it is red. It's got like a deep, rich mahogany or like a tawny color going on there. Gorgeous. It sinks in that glass. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Oh, that's gonna knock your teeth a little bit there. Wow, that is oaky and sweet. Tons of dark chocolate, oak profile, charriness, and this beautiful creamy vanilla as well. I love the spiciness the rye brings across. A little bit of cinnamon, dash of clove, rye grain spiciness going on. But that double oaked, that is rich and oily and dark and heavy. It's got some warmth on it. I mean, this is barrel proof again, but it's got some warmth behind things. I wouldn't necessarily say like a youth bite or like a youthful age note going on here, but it is warm. But then I'm also getting this kind of sweet, little fruity, kind of like an apricot or pear, a little bit of peach, dash of green apple in there. That is oaky and charry and creamy vanillas and caramel. Like dark brown sugars and caramel. Yeah. Besides that bit of warmth, there's nothing off. There's no harshness on anything. But that is exactly what I was hoping for. It's oaky. It's deep impact going on here. Alrighty. Ooh, what was that? Oh, hold on. I just got a cherry note. See if I can replicate that. It's like when I pulled the glass away, I got almost like a cherry note. Yeah, there it is. Like a little bit of cherry. Not quite chocolate covered cherry, but a little dash of cherry going on. I just love that nose. Alrighty, let's go for a taste. That'll do. Actually, it's not as warm as the nose led it to believe. Coats the palate beautifully. Rich, oaky, charriness. Definitely get that kind of little dash of like a milk chocolate going on. Beautiful fruits. More like stone fruits. Definitely get more like the apricot. And I am also getting a bit of peach, a little bit of apple, orchard fruits, and stone fruits going on there. That chocolatey is showing up. Rich cherry layers in there as well. Like, we're going to have to put this up against Peerless. Peerless Double Oaked Rye. I think this might give Peerless a run for their money, because that is exactly what I was hoping it would be. Just a deep, rich, oaky explosion with that rye spiciness in there. Does wonders. Rich caramels in here as well. It mimics the nose overall pretty closely. The big things for me is that it is not drying whatsoever. It just invokes so much sweetness in here. Tons of orchard fruits, maybe even some sugary sweetness in here. The brown sugar is definitely there. And the vanilla is like Madagascar vanilla bean paste. It's dark and heavy, but then you get this kind of burst of sweetness going on there from the vanilla side of things. And here in the very late finish, maybe a little bit of pepperiness, that little bit of rice spiciness is showing up. Like, that is a bottle that will rival a lot of people's lists this year. If you get the opportunity to try this, you need to. Third sip here, I'm finding out maybe a dash of that like dilly kind of note that comes from some ryes, but is very subtle in there. And it shows up about the mid-palate sip on things. It's not enough like a big MGP dilly rye, but you just get this little blip of it. And it kind of adds in a little bit of that spicy herbal factor to things, because the rye itself dances close to being covered up by that double oaking process because of how rich and dark that double oak is. But that kind of rye pops its way through every now and again, reminding you of that cinnamon stick, the clove, the baking spices, the brown sugars in here. That is a sip to be reckoned with. Like, I don't even know what I would change or what I could criticize on that sip. Maybe if anything, if I really wanted to kind of be just like splitting hairs, maybe bring out a little bit more of that rye spice to things. But I don't think I'd change it. I really don't. That's going to end up on my list for somewhere, because that is just gorgeous. Alrighty, let's talk about a grade for this one. Well, so typical pricing on this one's going to be about $80. I picked mine up for $78. And I'll tell you this much, I had to make a bit of a trip to find this bottle. It originally dropped around some areas, and then it instantly sold out. And then some more started finally showing back up at stores. There's like 18 barrels in this batch, so, a couple thousand bottles, if you want to think of it that way. And to be honest, I got to give it a solid A. Like, that is double oaking a rye to top tier levels for me. It's spicy, it's dark and oaky, it's rich, it's creamy, and yet it's still fruity. Everything that I want from their rye still comes through. If anything, again, my only real nitpick, I wanted some more spiciness to show up, but it's a small point on my list. I gotta be honest that if you see this on the shelf right now, grab it. That is a bottle to be reckoned with. And again, we're definitely going to be doing some A/B comparisons between this and some other big name double oaked ryes out there, just to see how they square up. And I'll tell you what, it's going to end up some lists for me for this year. Definitely. Bravo on that sip, Hard Truth. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye Double Oaked. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
And I even like it might not.